round number 2 in the PRL Championship. We let's see here. Looks like a dry qualifying at least. But yeah, I won't have any game sounds, so that's gonna be fun. But at least you guys are. So that's at least something. If you're watching the stream. But yeah, welcome to Tier 2, Round 2 in Russia. We've had a couple of very interesting races. Premier Tier, which was decided on the last lap, and a wet Tier 1 race with a shock winner. So Russia may be boring in real life, but Russia is a good track, definitely, on this game when it comes to giving us some action. And we are seeing another wet race. There is gonna be rain in the race, the weather reports, which someone like me likes to see, a bit stronger in the rain compared to the dry. So yeah, depending on when that rain is hitting, you can just do 3 laps on the soft tires as you see Jimmy Pollock going to wide. But yeah, you can go pretty aggressive in qualifying, depending on when the rain hits. But yeah, Jimmy Pollock is the first one to begin, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they can do. Again, depending on how much of the race is gonna be wet. Some people might have compromised their setups, which means that it's going to be interesting to see which people have compromised it the most. Coming now on the second. Got a bit of a toe from Chilcott. Before I moved out of the way. And it looks like Goldie is just behind Jimmy Phillip. Has caught up, which means Goldie is a little bit quicker. And Goldie has left the session. Jimmy Pull-Up goes purple, Gold we need. It's back into the pits, obviously, with that happening. So Alpha Tauri of Tafur goes provisional pole. Is quickly jumped by Wild Baloo. Rusty 33-9 disgruntled 34-0. And Gold Emil is back. So it's going to be interesting to see as PUR Adidas goes provisional pole. We'll hop on board with Raft, who is a very quick driver, but has gone down to tier 2. As I have some sounds for a second. Would have been nice for the sake. As Marky 132.7. Currently on provisional pole. Well, it's still 12 minutes, which is a very long time for people to find time and improve. Sheriff up now, coming around the final turn, and goes P3. Nico John is coming to the final rectangle, to the final 2 corners. He crosses the line in P3. Back on board with Tar Heels, who is just entering the second DRS straight. And they get a tow. It's a little bit too far away. Actually, have yellow flags everywhere. Tar Heels coming towards this final. Like he's really aborted it? No. No power getting out of the way. Hopefully didn't get invalidated too much. Starting with P9. Hot Boy coming around, going fastest. The 2 Mercedes 1-2 currently. Sparkplug jumping into the pit. So we'll hop on board with Mo Power, who has gone straight through turn 2. Which definitely won't help. So we'll hop on board with Luca. Who I don't know much about, so can't give you too much info. But they are in the McLaren, accompanied by Wild Baloo today, who is currently in P4. But yeah, Luca coming around to start a hot lap. I will take you through a lap here. So you go through turn 1, which is basically not even a turn, but you know. And then you get to the first braking zone, turn 2, and I think that's turn 3, which means this is turn 4, which is a long sweeping left-hander. And then this one, very easy to run wide as it invalidates. So we'll hit both with Goldie Mead. It was looking pretty fast before disconnecting. And Goldie Mead jumps up to P4, so definitely quick. bit. Well, hop on board with spark plug. Spark plug, who I should know more about, but I don't. Since I've been commentating. And here we are then. I found the so British spark plug coming through turn 1. And turn 2. And maybe 3. And then the long sweeping left-hander, which looks flat, but in the wets you might have to lift off and spark plug goes wide, which is very easy to do but doesn't invalidate. Here as well, a turn which can be quite easy to run a bit wide on. Here, just gets it wide. Braking zone just before getting onto the PRL straight, which tier 1 didn't get to see much of. Or anything of, unless we had wet all the way through. But it's the last real opportunity to make a move. Then you have to be a bold guy. A bold person, so to make a move into the final few corners that are very short. Wait to the line, the spark plug puts it in P5. You can pull it on the mediums, so the rain might not hit until later. If they're mediums right now. Because I can go basically the entire distance on mediums. I'm not questioning it if the rain is coming second half of the race. From the weather report, it sounded like it was gonna rain the entire race. Jimmy pull up now on the mediums, calming through. Gets hunted by one of the McLarens. Pull up. Don't really know. Looks like they try and go defending, which isn't a good move. Hop on with the second medium runner of Wild Baloo then. Coming through the long left-hander. And then the 90-degree corner. Into another. And we have 3 seconds off the pace. We'll hop on board with Hop Boy. Hop Boy is currently P1 and is purple through the second sector. Now, let's see how much downforce they have on their car. Rusty went P6. Nico John 1P5, one of those two, as Hopboy improves to a 31.6. Hop on board with the second Mercedes. It's currently P3. It's looking like a good weekend for Mercedes so far, especially in the two lower tiers. Marquis. Nails the apex. That's a little bit fine and goes P2. But that, we will take that. In the Mercedes camp. Hop on board with Nico John in the Williams. I know Raft really like this car. As they are purple in the second sector. That is interesting indeed. Can Nico John jump the Mercedes boys? Nico John P4. Just is unqualified by Golden and the Mercedes boys. But we have a few guys coming out now, but we're on board with Tar Heels. He is on a hot lap still. Is there some debris on the track? Currently 7/10 up. Currently be P12. Maybe P11. Rusty retires. Wants to be in the pits. Yeah, everyone in the pits. Currently don't have time, but Tar Heels goes P10 in the end, which is definitely a very good one. Sheriff up now. Actually, we'll hop on board with Mopawa, who is coming through the penultimate, and now the final corner, and sets a 1:32.5, goes P5. Mopawa, a very quick driver as well, who has unfortunately moved down. So I hope you guys are taking well care of him. Cheers up now in P13. P14, sorry. But it's purple through that second sector. It's interesting. The checkered flag has fallen, so okay. And Hopboy currently looking enviously at the other guys as they are coming through. Raft goes P7. Adidas has invalidated. Hop board with the half Tar Heels. So in that gold Emir splits the Mercedes drivers, and Emir I think is when they disconnected they got a new timer, so we might have to tell Emir to retire when they finish. Baloo is on a hot lap. Can they get into the top 10? They can't. They lose a lot of time in the end. And I think that is your grid. Muppets. Muppets is on an in lap as well. Yeah, I think when Goldie made disconnected, they got a new timer, so we just have to wait until they are in the pits. That is the grid. Hot Boy in the Mercedes gets the pole position. Goldemir Alpine goes P2. Marky P3. Nico John P4. No Power P5. Diaz gets P6. Zenith P7. And there we have Goldemir retiring. That's a very good looking helmet. But here we have it. Hot Boy, Goldemir, Marky, Nico John, Mopawa, Pure Adidas, Shareshaft, Disgruntled Muppet, Kluka, Rusty, Walbaloo, Sparky, Tafur, Tar Heels, Chaos Droid, Green Hornet, Northern Canuck, and Jimmy Pull-Up. I'm just gonna catch these incidents for the admin team if they need it. There you go. So then, let's see when the rain is going to hit. But first the drivers will have a couple of minutes to make small changes to their setups and make strategy calls. When it's very, very overcast, but it's currently dry, and I think whatever. Oh, and someone has read it up early. Someone has read it up early. But I think what the bottom half of the field is starting on is gonna say when the rain comes. If they start on softs, it's gonna be early. If it's mediums, it's coming later. So the predicted piece of strategy is soft mediums or soft hards. I seriously doubt we see the hards. But the tire choice is a couple of guys in mediums. So the majority of the field think they can take the softs all the way to the rain. A couple of drivers playing it safe and goes for the mediums. Well, if the rain is 10-15 laps out, then maybe even longer. Then the medium guys are in a prime position. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see when that rain hits. Here we go then, the drivers lining up. Oh, and a couple of drivers getting disqualified. That's not gonna be good for their tires. They are gonna be stone cold and are gonna struggle to get off the line. As I'm getting the spectator menu out of the way. But here we are, the drivers all lined up. We have the lights coming on now, 1 light, 2 lights, 3, 4, 5 lights are out. And Goldemir gets a very good start. The Mercedes of Marky doesn't quite get as well as made him hope, but they have the inside and keeps P1. Oh, pushes Goldemir. Drivers circling around, but everyone keeping it fairly clean. Oh, and spark plug is out. Something happened there, and Tarhe's getting passed by Druid on the mediums, and Marky got a bad start, but got a good second phase, and caught back up and stole back that P1. And Rescue qualified to the Williams and Nico Johns. Oh, and that's 3 wide. They are keeping it very clean and no power. And while Balloon side by side, now Fairchild is getting involved in it as well. Having a look, while Balloon leaving the space. And trying to get it done. And here comes the sponsored Muppet in the slipstream, and Nico John pulls out to the right. And is passed way before turn 2. And Kluka gets a hammer share Raft. Also getting passed by Kerfrud. So not bad start. I would have wanted. Oh, and that's no power out. No power gets driven into and loses a wheel. And that's another flag. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a safety car, which I'm thankful for. And now Goldemir, very close to Marky. And I'm sorry, I've taken the wrong identity. It's Marky who's P1. Marky started P3. Off-boy has lost 2 positions. So yeah, I'm sorry about that one. But it's still Mercedes 1-3 with Alpine filling. into that sandwich. Oh, lucky. Shaky exit out of the final turn. As Goldenmead and Marky side by side through turn 2, and Goldenmead looking shaky on the exit of that corner. I think Goldenmead is lagging. Point as well, very close, and they have a big gap down to the Alfa Romeos. Goldenmead very close. Can they make a move? They close up, but can't quite get it done. And Hot Boy just following along. Maybe the Mercedes can tag team and get past Goldenmead that way. Something has happened with that. As Hot Boy goes purple, but it's someone going slowly. Shaft down in P16. Kidding. Oops, wrong button. As I see Spectre Rain already on lap 4, which means that the guys on mediums probably did the wrong thing. As the Mercedes swaps places and Goldenmead has gotten past. Sorry, I totally missed that. And Sherrod going on to the Inters, taking that gamble. It's way too early, but it's gonna come to them. Spark Plug has lost something. I guess we can win. But now Marky and Hot Boy. Still 2-3. Very good position to be in for the Mercedes drivers. And now Hot Boy closing. Side by side, and moved on. It's back up into first place for Hot Boy. Now Goldenmead, dirty air and the moist and coming down from the sky. And Baloo. And a bit of a scrap as well. But the rain is coming down from the sky, and Sparkplug in the pits as well for the intermediates. Obviously had to repair the front wing. And decided to go on the Inters. And obviously they are losing time right now. Oh, as Mark Plug gets a 3-second time penalty, as Marky gets past Goldie Mead. And now pushing is Mark. It's a lot of lag on Goldie Mead's side. Hopefully it's not too bad for the drivers around. As Adidas goes defensive. Oh, and Nico Jones gets a way better turn. And Adidas. Yes, Hopboy has spun. Hopboy has spun. And that's not what you want. It's the long left-hander. Oh, and those tires are not gonna be fun. And Goldie Mead as well has had something happen. And now people are pitting more and more for interest. It's still a little bit early in my opinion, but I don't have the information of yet. Which these drivers do. They might be telling these guys that it is time. As you can see the sheen on the track, and it is slippery and rusty. Very late call. The guys are starting to come in, so... And yeah, if you look at the track now, it definitely looks a lot more like intermediates. And Hopboy has come in. And Mark... I'm confused. No, it's right. Marky still P2, did not come in that lap, but I think if they are listening to me, I think it's time. For the intermediates, and if not this lap, it's gonna be very, very soon, so might as well get them on. Closing right up to Goldie Mead. And now the DRS is disabled, and that is the universal sign for intermediate time. So I am guessing that the rest of these guys are gonna bolt to the pits. As we have a spinner in one of the McLarens, and that's called Baloo. Here we see them carving into the pits. Don't speed, guys. And Pure Adidas comes in as well. Yes, Druid. Well, yeah, the guys are coming in now. And Rusty. Let's see where Rusty comes out in all of this. As everyone ahead has pitted. Flag 3, that's a cat food. Kruger is a 3 championship, but Rusty is P3. And Nico John is P4. So Rusty made a great call. And Nico John, oh, and Tafur gets the 5-second time penalty. Oh, and Rusty locks up. And it looks like Goldie Mead has a much better wet setup. And Pure Adidas gets fought by Rusty really easily. Maybe they decided to let him go. Yeah, my guess would be most guys then have the cars set up for the wet weather. As I probably told them, that rain is coming in 5 to 10 minutes. On the display in qualifying, the food on the side in Northern Luck has to brake, and the food gets that position. Runs by, so that might be a warning. And now Hotboy closing in on Rusty. As you can see, Gold Emil has 2.5 seconds. Even more now, down to Marky. Gold Emil really nailing the wet setup. Hotboy. The turn 1 gets the move done. Can we keep it? Is the question. Yeah, has much more confidence than Rusty. Gets it done. Tar Heels hunting the Chaos Druid. As we can take a look at Boss's lap. Hotboy in the Mercedes if the time if the wet weather doesn't go away for the ending, then we are gonna see that Mercedes get the fastest lap, which we like to see. At least I do. But Case Druid has gotten overtaken by Tar Heels and is dropping back. And I think it's starting to show that guys maybe sacrifice a bit of speed in qualifying to get a good race setup here in the wet weather, which is definitely something I would do. I'm not trying to be comfortable here in the race, as it's here where most of the points are. Obviously you get 1 point for pole position here in PRL, but I'd rather have the chance at the winning position, as that is a bit more points. 50 times as much. To Muppet is closing on the Chaos Druid. Here's the Martin, which I have a soft spot for, racing for them last season together with my young teammate Monkey Pill. As you can see, Hotboy very close to Adidas now, and Tafu has spun in the left-hander, looking on the end face in the beginning of it, so I don't really know what happened there. A spark plug. As Baloo has pitted for the full bets. Interesting indeed. Now Hotboy in the slipstream. Closing in on Adidas every little centimeter. losing a bit of time through the left-hander. Maybe doesn't have the same confidence or the same grip as Adidas, but gains through braking zone on the 90-degree left-hander, just after it, right-hander, sorry. Adidas, he just has enough during the lap, you know, he get caught up and passed as cannot. He goes up into P11. And it looks like Hotboy just doesn't have that edge over Adidas. Up through the final bit. I have left that on, I'm sorry about that. Oh boy. He just doesn't have quite what it takes. Do they have the straight on speed though? Or the confidence on the braking as they take a very wide line. Adidas moving to break that slipstream. Yeah, Adidas in this long left-hander has a bit more confidence than Hotboy, but Hotboy a lot more confidence in that right-hander. Only half a second, less than half a second behind. Oh, and out brakes themselves. As they are catching up to a couple of cars that has blue flags now. And getting out of the way very well indeed. Yeah, this is the closest fight between Adidas and Hotboy. While Baloo on those wets hasn't worked. It's definitely not time for wets yet. Communication with Jeff is important here. As Marky goes into the pits. And now the question is, what do they put on? It's another set of injures. That's interesting. I didn't think in the pit, as we also have the food catching up to Kluka in the fight for P12. As we are gonna try to get a look at who's helmet as well, just because it's something a couple guys have. Marky has spun it and hit the wall, and that's not what we want to see. That's very unlucky for Marky. And I am very sorry that I might sound a bit unenthusiastic, but it's very hard. Oh, and Marky crashes. Into the wall there. out of the way. Very hard. Share on the wets as well. Safety car will be nice for these guys behind. But Michael Massey decides not to do it. I know Michael Massey is gone in real life. Oh boy, goes wide. And I think the dirty air is just enough to hold the guys back. Honestly, I can't say too much. I didn't run a lot in the dirty air. Last race I got quite a few gaps between cars all the time when I drove in the wets, so I can't say too much, but I would assume that and especially if you have a mix of dry and wet setup, that it's very tough to get the car turned in or stick. As Share pits again. Marky retires. Oh no, Marky crashed, obviously. Share has come out on wets again. Interesting choice. As I was saying, it's very hard to be enthusiastic when I'm sitting here in a silent room without any sound whatsoever. But I'm trying to give you guys a comms at least. Yeah, Adidas still doing just enough to get away. And I honestly think that Hopboy is the quicker driver, but is so sacrificed. As we have a crash in the long left-hander and can't quite see who it is. It's the food. Again, I think the food not enjoying these conditions. Yeah, I honestly believe Hopboy is the quicker driver, but just can't get close enough, which has been the real life issue as well. I see that obviously driving very well, as the Chaos Druid has pitted new Inters. Going into the pits again. I don't really know what's going on there. Again, pits for wet. I have no idea what's going on with Chad. I wonder if Share may be disconnected. But yeah, Share has pitted for a fourth time? No, sixth time. And maybe had damage, as we see Tafood have damage as well. And I obviously don't mean it as a roast, I just don't know what's going on. As I can't quite hold my eyes on everything, and Tafood decides to call quits. Which I can't blame anyone for in their situation. Probably not the best or the funniest race, as Hopboy has gotten very close now to Adidas. Do they force a move? Or they stick in line? Has a little look, but decides not to go for it. Oh, and Raft a bit wide through the final corner, and that helps Zenith fits and get the exit. And Hopboy can't use the slipstream to the best effect. Hopboy. Oh, and Hopboy goes a bit wide again, but still manages to not get a penalty. Raft gets up into P15. No, again, very close. Can they do anything on this straight? Can they get the exit? No, again goes wide. I think that's really air. It's definitely helping Adidas. Continuing Hopboy as Hopboy gets very close on the braking. And again, it's right up Adidas gearbox. And actually bumped him a little bit, friendly bump, and Adidas goes wide. And concentrate on the second part, but parts is on the apex and Hopboy can't get past, and now Hopboy dives into bits. Maybe got a bit of front wing damage, maybe just wants to get a fresh set of tires. He'll hop on board with the Northern Canuck. As they are closing in, or are very close to Chaos Druid. Runs wide, and Chaos Druid can pull away a little bit. As I say that, Chaos Druid has spun it. As we see very big gaps between most drivers. Which is very interesting. Didn't think we'd see quite a big gaps. But whilst we follow Chaos Druid, also trying to get back to Sparkplug, I am gonna look at the standings in Tier 2. And we see Nico John from the Williams won the Austrian Grand Prix ahead of Roman numerals for the Alpine team. Roman not here today. Marky, who has retired, ended P3 last race. Rusty got P4 ahead of Cheeseheads. Hopboy didn't compete last race, but is here today, which is fun, and is currently in P5, a couple of seconds behind Tarhans, who has a 3-second time penalty. So the constructor standings is very close. Williams P1 with 67 points. Mercedes-Benz got 66 points, thanks to Marcus P3 and a reserve driver doing well in Austria as well. And Alpine is P3, and it's actually just 1 point separating Williams and Mercedes as the top two, which is pretty interesting. Williams is in P15 and Nico John in P7, changing from wing to Hornet going by. as well. So Nico John goes down into P8 versus Mercedes currently in P5 and P17 with the retirement will be P19 when the retirement is gone, I believe. While Blue retires, and that's in the pits. Kev Druid coming by a pitting Northern Canuck. Baloo leaves the session as well. Oh boy. Getting up the gearbox of Tar Heels. Fakes a move. Maybe just has a look. But doesn't decide to but does decide to not go for it. It's a very good exit and should have Tar Heels. Tar Heels leaves space through turn 1. And oh boy, has it done before turn 2. So Hot Boy in the Mercedes up into P4. Now he needs to find about 4 seconds to jump this quantum up at 43 seconds. Unless obviously they have a cause to get that 3 seconds removed. How many times have pitted today? There's still 6 times. Those sweats just aren't working for Share today. And obviously not what Share would have hoped for coming into the Grand Prix. I'll hop on board with Hot Boy as they are hunting down disgruntled Muppet. Not much to talk about, but Sochi obviously being the Olympic park for the 2014 Winter Olympic Games in Sochi. And yeah, the Scandinavians has done pretty well. A Swedish victory in Tier 1, and the Scandinavians were doing very well in Premier as well. So I definitely think... Oh, and we have a safety car. Here I am rambling about stuff. Now we're gonna see a lot of action as Tar Heels has crashed on the start-finish line, basically. So this means that the grid is going to get bunched up, and unfortunately the lapped cars aren't going to be able to unlap themselves. But it does help getting Gold Mir closer to the pack, as Adidas is 12 seconds behind and Disgruntled 17 seconds behind Adidas. So Goldemir has exactly what I had. I had 18 seconds to the nearest car that wasn't a teammate when I got shafted by a safety car. Luckily though, I could pit for fresh tires and still keep my position. So we'll see if Goldemir... No. No one deciding to pit. Disgruntled does decide to pit, so proving me wrong. Oh boy. Has not to pit and will get past Disgruntled Muppet. And goes up into P3. Rusty is currently P5. I'm having to quickly for 5 seconds penalty. And Rusty not pitting. Oh, sorry guys. But now we currently have Gold Emir in P1. We have Pure Adidas separated by Gold Emir's teammate in Chaos Druid. So Chaos Druid will obviously have to get out of the way as soon as the safety car comes in, which will be around like 23, 24. So Golden Mead very close to the safety car. Reach a hair currently, according to the game, 5 minutes back. A very spread out field today. Don't really know the cause of that. Basically just waiting for the field to catch up to the safety car, and I think if everyone is not caught up by lap 24 it is gonna come in anyways, but I might be wrong in that, so so I am quiet. Yeah, it's very tough to be enthusiastic, and also with a field very spread out, it's hard as well. Gold Emir. He's probably pretty happy with the safety car going on and on and on as they keep P1 for longer. And even though Adidas is going to be right behind them, and when the race actually starts, tough for them leading the race on lap 25. Which means it's only gonna be 3 laps of racing. Which would mean if it was a dry race it would be DRS for the final lap. But on both the start finish, on the start finish straight and the second one. I also hope that Kerstrud doesn't build up Pure Adidas too much now, as that's not what we want to see. Oh, his Muppet gets a 5-second time penalty for touching. As Goldemir has gone. And now, obviously, Kerstrud just have to get out of the way of the cars that are ahead but behind. Kerstrud have let Adidas go, so now Adidas just have Gold Emir. Is dropping back from Gold Emir for Hot Boy. I will just pass Kerstrud as well. And I'm really looking sorry for Kerstrud as rather than lap by essentially everyone. If they don't let them by, then they're obviously going to take penalties. Nico Jones and Rusty is going side by side into turn 2. Nico John. Oh, Rusty has the front wing there. But Nico John goes ahead. Nico John up into P5 for the Williams team. Nico John is... Oh, and Nico John runs very wide there. As we have Hot Boy very close to Adidas in the fight for P2. Obviously driving from Mercedes in Tier 1. Want to see Hot Boy getting past Adidas. Be smart about it. Oh, extremely close to Adidas. Gearbox there. You don't want to run anyone off the track. Sometimes don't want to lose too much time. Oh boy, it's a very good run and a very good exit. Hunting Adidas. Yes, we're gonna go for a move. Yes, down the inside, and Adidas closing the door. And look at a bit harsh. Oh boy. It was very, very much alongside. Oh boy. We'll get another chance at taking P2. Oh boy. Hunting Adidas. Final chance. Goes for it again. And again doesn't get left space. Adidas. And they keep it along the final few corners. Goldemir is gonna come across the line to win for Alpine, but Mercedes is gonna be P3 behind Adidas. This was a Muppet gets Nico Jones gets P4. Rusty P5 has spun over the line. Muppet goes P6. Green Hornet comes across the line P7. Goes through P8. Sparkplug goes P9. Canuck P10. Jimmy Pull Up gets 11th. Luca is gonna come around the final corner to get P12. And Chair gets P13 in the end, so a fair few points for Chair, even though they didn't have the greatest of times. As we see Gold Emir win around the Sochi Autodrome. Adidas gets second. I think there's gonna be a report about that one. Hotboy P3, Nico John P4, Rusty P5, Disgruntled Muppet P6, Hornet P7, Chaos Druid gets P8, Sparkplug P9, Canuck P10, Pull Up 11th, Kluka P12, Sharesoft gets P13, Tar Heels, Baloo, Tafur, Marky, and Mopar Cowboy, all DNFs. I am gonna try and go through all the incidents here before this timer runs out. Yeah, there we go. So there you guys have it if you need. Yeah, I've been your host Jesper. This has been Tier 2, a very exciting race. I hope you guys enjoyed, even though I may not have been the funniest guy and to commentate today. I will see you guys at another time. Enjoy your guys' night.